Hey, friends and followers and subscribers. This is another episode of Stereo Chorus. This is Jonathan introducing you to, well, I think I've introduced this software already. It's called Reason, Propellerhead Reason, or Reason Studios now. And this is one of my favorite software tools because it has a graphical user interface, or GUI, which allows you to see these virtual instruments being triggered with your mouse clicking, or you have a hardware instrument such as this MIDI controller, and this MIDI controller is basically very similar to a game controller. And how it works is it basically sends MIDI data, or note data, time duration data, and velocity data. So you can trigger different notes or different sounds from the software on the computer. It has different velocity settings, so you can, depending on how quickly or how hard you hit the note, then you get different. You have different loudness or volume, and so you can key in here. I've keyed in the notes with the mouse. However, we can also play the notes with triggering the drum pads with our fingers and our hands. So here I'm going to play a rhythm that was pre-programmed. And now I'm going to delete this whole thing, because what we're going to do is we're going to program a new beat with this edit mode. And then I'm going to set the click and pre-count. And then over here we're going to quantize afterwards, because one thing we should know about quantizing is it's seldom done unless you know how to add a bit of humanization to the quantization. And what that means is you're going to shift any notes that are off time or off beat into its grid placement, so that it sounds more programmed or more set in its time signature. So I'm gonna press record here, and then we're gonna record. And so we have a new rhythm over here, as you can see on the screen. I'm going to double click on this. And remember, these are MIDI notes. This is not actually audio. This is not audio. Audio is the actual digitized analog waveform. So when you record audio, you record the sound or the pressure fluctuations through a microphone, such as a guitar signal, or a vocal signal, or perhaps even a physical drum kit. However, when you're working with MIDI data, you're working with quite literally ones and zeros of what note you're playing, how quickly you're playing the velocity, and how long the duration is in time. So this is a MIDI controller, once again, and you're triggering the sounds, the wave sounds, off of the software or the digital audio workstation. So audio, MIDI, two completely different things. However, both of them together allow us to make the music that we like to listen to. So MIDI data can trigger audio. So MIDI data can trigger audio. And then some software allows you to change audio into MIDI data as well. That's a little bit more advanced. We're not going to talk about that right now. So I wanted to show you this pattern once again. We're going to quantize it. It's at 1/8 notes. We're going to quantize these notes. You can see that the notes moved ever so slightly. I'm going to Command Z, undo, and then I'm going to do the quantize again so that you can see. And then I'm going to undo it again, and then I'm going to actually go to Window over here, or function F8, and we're going to go to the Show Tool window. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that we're going to quantize it to the 1/8 note pattern, since there's 8 notes in between each bar. And we're going to, instead of 100%, we're going to quantize it to 90% because we want some of that human feel rather than a robotic quantized feel. And then I'm going to close this window, and then we're going to press stop again, or shift return and press play or spacebar. So we have a pattern over here. I have my guitar. I'm going to turn down this volume, and then we're going to just play with some chords. And that's an example of us creating some chord ideas or chord sequences or cadences to go on top of a drum beat, because usually you want to start with a drum beat just to lock in a feel for what you want the chord structure to be like. And then you want to lay a bass line, or you want to play some chords over it so that you get a feel for what melody you want to sing over. So this is how I approach myself with songwriting, and it's different for different people. Some people like to lay the beat down first, and then add the bass line, the chords on a piano or keyboard or guitar on it afterwards, or synthesizer pads. Next is going to be the vocal melody. Sometimes people do it in completely reverse pattern, and they start with the melody in their mind first, and then they come up with the music afterwards. So it's different approach for different people, and I wanted to show you a video of laying down the drum kit and the drum pads. So if you enjoy this video, please subscribe, like the video, etc. I'm going to be here in the garage making videos for you guys. If you like this content, if you would like to support me, I'm dropping, or I have dropped an album on Spotify, and if you would like to purchase it to support me, then that would be great. There's also some merchandise online. There's other ways to support me other than through purchasing merchandise, such as commenting if you like this content or not, or any feedback you have. So thank you, and I hope to hear from you again soon. Thanks.